Morgen, Honeykuchens. I think that means good morning, honey cakes in German, but my translation's rusty, I think. German's quite rusty. It's funny, I took it in high school. My mom was so mad because we live in Texas and so many people speak Spanish here, so it's helpful in the job market. And anyway, I don't know why I took German. My intuition, my instinct, I took German in high school. And then in the military, my first duty assignment was Germany, and that's where my son was born. So it's funny how things work out, right? Funny how things work out. But still, even though I lived there for a while and I took it in high school, my German is awful. I never had an aptitude for languages. Okay. If you're new to my channel, this is Val with Eternal Transformations Tarot. My dog, Mandy Pants, behind me. She doesn't look like it yet, but if she stands up, she's big, so don't let her scare you. If you're focused on the reading, she's done that before. Today we're going to do pick a card reading for the energies coming up in the next week. We're going to use the Starseed Tarot. And we'll be clarifying with the Light Seers Tarot. There will be one card that gives you a twirl in the belly, a clench in the heart, a lump in the throat, negative or positive reaction. Pay special attention to that message there. However, it is likely that these cards will tell a story for you. Good morning. I like to say hello to my peeps in the beginning. Flabbergasted Shanana Goats, hello, my darling. Sarah Clark, hello. Shala Radio Lady, hello, sister. David, my brother, hello. Patrice, hello, darling. Oh, where's my glasses, y'all? Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see. April, Bender, hello, darling. Ingrid, Samantha, hello. Awesome. So many good peeps in here today. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. It kind of messed up. Tracy, hello, sister. Okay. So, I had an amazing full moon ceremony the other night. A lot of you guys were included in that. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated to my channel. If you donate to my channel, especially PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, please make sure to leave in the notes section what you want to manifest and release for the upcoming full moon ceremony and new moon ceremony for the next ones that are available after you donate. Okay. Calling in all spirit guides. Everyone take a big old deep belly breath. Up your spine, out your crown chakra. Release all expectation of this reading so that they can blow your mind. Calling in all spirit guides for the soul tribe. Speak on the energies of the upcoming weeks for what they need to know. Angels, passed on loved ones of the light, are welcome with your messages here today. Spirit. Earthed. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Earthed. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Another card, please, Spirit. I'm usually singing in this part of the video, so it's strange that it's so quiet. I invite you to just go into a release, being of the world, but not, I'm sorry, in the world without being of it. I was feeling silence today, and they always come in with a song when there's meant to be one. But I was feeling silence today. Just listen to the card shuffle. Ask for your cards to come out. It was like a whole bunch. Ooh, I felt something buzz. Kind of went back in. You are not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. Even when we are feeling this aloneness, right? Even when we are feeling this aloneness, you're not alone. Open yourself up to that connection. I know that the isolation can be hard for some, and for some it's much easier than it is for others. I'm assuming, especially if you have a big family and you're all kind of smooshed in together, right? Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Interesting. Beautiful. These are really pretty cards. Okay. Earth. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. A lot of the energies that are coming in, they want to remind you, that when you are experiencing lower times, whenever you, and be this depression, be this anxiety, be this, just without using those heavier, psychological terms, just more sadness than usual, a disconnected feeling, right? They're saying that when you are feeling these heavy, heavy, heavy energies, right? It is truly a time of growth, even though it's very hard to feel that connection. Okay. They're saying that there's more than one kind of bravery in this world. There are two types of courage in this world. One requires that you put on your battle rattle and go all in, jump all into the conflict. And the other one demands that you strip yourself bare and surrender. They're also saying that many of us know this, but having a gratitude list or even being in a state of gratitude can uplift you enormously. So when things are just not going your way, and believe me, my darling brothers and sisters, I know how that feels. When it feels like one step forward, two steps back, right? Bringing yourself within, if you're watching me right now, you have some type of screen to watch me on, right? Bringing yourself back into, I'm thankful for my pets. I'm thankful for my children. Bringing yourself back into that, okay? Helps tremendously. It's a perspective shift, and it's a perspective trick. You are tricking yourself into seeing a new perspective. It is a trick that you have this being a master of your own mind and realizing I am not my thoughts, but I damn sure well am letting them control me. Okay? That's a lot of what I'm hearing before we get into everything. That was some of the channeling it's been coming in, but right now they're specifically clarifying it. Okay, let's read just a little of this first one. Give me a thumbs up if you got a twinge on Earth. Earth. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Okay. Yoo-hoo. Earth. Okay. I'm going to show it to you again real quick, but I'm going to have to probably use my glasses to see. My eyesight's not doing its best. Okay, Earth. The challenge for all souls having a human experience is to be in the world, but not of it. To realize that they are souls having a human experience and to be fully conscious of it. To have their soul family embody their body. To have their soul fully embody their body. Clearly, I need a new prescription. People's personalities tend to relate to either transcendence or immanence. Those who lean towards transcendence have a longing for the heavens and the metaphysical. They yearn for a personal experience with God and to be lost in the heavens. They're envious of the angels and are more comfortable praying and hanging out in the stars than on earth. How many of us can identify with that some, huh? Those who tend towards immanence have attached themselves more to earth and their body. They spend more time thinking about things in this physical world rather than connecting with the heavens or their own mystical inner worlds. This is reminding me of the reverse side of the death card in the vice versa tarot. Maybe we'll pull that. That would be cool. Being a fully embodied soul and having a human experience means finding the balance between transcendence and immanence. Being in the world, but not of it. You know, my stepdad always says, sometimes you can be so spiritually fit that you're of no earthly value. Most starseeds are drawn towards transcendence. They're more comfortable with the angels and the heavens. Life on earth can be more difficult for them. If this is you, you are being reminded that you chose to be a soul in a body on earth. And you're being called to focus more of your energies in the physical world, to learn how to be human, a soul in a human body, fully present to what life on earth has to offer you. Do you tend to long for, this is the starseed soul inquiry to ask yourself, do you tend to long for the stars or be more in the physical? How can you find greater balance between the two? So whichever way you lean, and for me, I've had peaks of both, and I can feel the off balance, right? I can feel that I need balance. You know, whenever you get too much isolation and moving too much in the metaphysical worlds, forgetting that you chose this incarnation to be in a body, to be in a body, a soul in a body. You are still that soul, but you chose to be here in a body. So finding this balance, you know, and we can also get really lost in keeping up with the Joneses, being in the physical world. I have had extremes of both in my life, and I find myself most able to achieve happiness whenever I find that balance. And for many, many times, remember we started this video with perspective and perspection shifts and tricks. But a lot of times when you really zoom out and you look at the full perspective of what's going on in your life, and then zoom out even further and into the world around you and see that effect of the as above so is below, that macrocosm, and it makes things look smaller, right, when you're not in it, feeling like you're in a rock and a hard place. Zooming out and finding perspective, you will see that it's about bringing one of these two back into balance oftentimes. And I know it's much simpler. It's almost as easy as it sounds, this perspection shift. It's simply a matter of willpower and having a daily practice to remind yourself of it. Journaling every day, right? That's one way to do it. If you don't like journaling, then do affirmations every day, right? Or video journal, right? But to find your perspective shift and to remind yourself daily of, I am not my thoughts, I am the thing watching them. But we get lost in the physical world and we forget that we're not our thoughts. We get lost in the metaphysical worlds and we forget that we came down here in a human body. We chose to. Your mission includes being of this human body and all the challenges that come with it. Okay, so let's clarify Earth. Earth. You've come down to be earthed. That doesn't make you less magical or powerful, for you are made of stardust and you are something magical. However, you came down to be earthed. The devil. Don't be scared. It's okay. But he is very much about the harsh physical reality, right? This can be very manipulating when you're chained to the devil, okay? So especially Are you taking care of your vessel, such as um, alcohol, drugs? What are you putting in your body? Are you stress eating or eating your feelings? Are you using sex as something to fill an empty hole from the outside instead of trying to fill it from within yourself? Okay, maybe Capricorn there. But do you notice how he has you as a puppet on a string, stuck in anxiety and depression? Not realizing that you are allowing these dark energies and thoughts which are manifesting to be your puppeteer. Now, no longer are you controlling your thoughts, but your thoughts are controlling you, right? Spirit, what else for Earth? And once you pull back of the perception on this and see this, it is very simple to adjust course, because you can see where the misalignment is. Am I too much in the physical this time? Am I too much in the heavens this time? Okay. What else, Spirit, for Earth? And sometimes when you're, okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm hearing this. When you're too much in the metaphysical, in the heavens, sometimes you need to experience a little of the devil to bring yourself back down to the physical, to remember what's so amazing about this corporeal body, right? Eating good foods and appreciating them, being thankful for them, creates gratitude. You know, I make myself like a little cheese and fruit plate sometimes, and I spend time putting everything on it, and even, the colors, making it look pretty with vegetables and hummus. And it feels like a feast, even though it's just some cut up cheese and grapes and veggies, right? But whenever I eat it tastes better because it feels better. I don't know how to explain it. I made it with love, and therefore it is. So sometimes, being sensual with your lover or your partner and having a beautiful night of that yumminess is meant to bring you back down into this 3D. Having a hot date for my singletons out there, right? So whatever it is, find that balance. Find that balance of what they're asking you to see. Spirit, what else for Earth? But it's... Sorry, I was talking to them, not you. For Earth, beautiful. This king, I couldn't describe it more. This king is balanced. He knows he's also a bit of a lone wolf, right? He's a bit of an isolationist himself. But look at his joy. He finds joy in a good book. This is the man who in the traditional tarot surrounded by grapes. He's the guy I imagine eating a grape and cheese and meat plate, right? Like the Romans did. Yeah, he's a silver fox. Henry Cavill, a little bit. He's a silver fox. He's earthed. He is rooted into the ground. He is the most well-rooted and stable king. He's always got a smile on his face. That doesn't mean he's weak. He's ready to go. But at the same time, he enjoys the bountiful goodness around him. You came here to enjoy these sweet things in life. And they're saying the only way to find true joy is to just be present in the moment, feeling the air around you, breathing it in, having gratitude for the breath that's leaving and coming into your body, taking time to cuddle with your animals, making a meat and cheese plate, watching a good movie, right? Reading a good book. So asking you to step into the beauty of the here and now, yet not to be so involved in the earthly goods that you're over drinking, overeating, trying to fill something with these outer things. Being present in the moment of enjoying them is one thing, but craving them consistently is another, right? Right. Okay. Next card. You are not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. Now, these cards were made before coronavirus. However, it's easy to think of that there, right? With COVID and everything. However, they were made before corona, so I know that it's going to talk in here about going out into society and being in groups. I know that for some of us, we're restricted from that right now. Take it as it resonates for you. Get in, replace some of the wordage with a Zoom meeting, or getting on here and even being in part of this where we're all talking. This is so healthy, for those of us who have these kind of interests and beliefs, to have something, where a place where we can gather, where the rhetoric on here, if you read through the comments, I don't get to live, but I do later, is incredibly and overwhelmingly positive. You guys have the best sense of humor. You know how to laugh. You know how to keep it light, but you also know how to dive deep and get heavy. I have some amazing moderators on here. I just want to say thank you to all of you. You're absolutely amazing. And I've learned more from you guys than the wealth of my life, really. That's what it feels like a lot of times. Incredibly wise souls. You are not alone. Man, she's a darling. I know half y'all are here for her. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit of it. And then, like I said, keep it in. Oh, wow. Look at this card that's out next. He looks like he feels alone, doesn't he? But then over here we see freedom from what? From thoughts. From thoughts. And that's what isolation can do. People get so stuck in their head. Who was it said something funny? Oh my gosh, what's his name? I'll think of it later. It'll come to me. I'll post it. But he said, if you were to see, like, assuming you lived to the west of we'll say China. Let's say in China, he said, assuming you live to the west of China, like, you heard that there was going to be a huge earthquake in China and like 100,000 people were going to die. That would, even though I'm not saying you wouldn't be sad, I'm not saying you wouldn't, that wouldn't disturb you, make you very sad and very angry and very upset. But well, if you were also told that someone was going to come and in the middle of the night they were going to cut off your little finger, you would probably be even more upset. Like, you would not be able to sleep that night. You would be more upset over that than the loss of 100,000 lives in China. Now, I'm just saying that's a perspective shift. Like, it lets you know how much we get into our own heads, right? It lets you know, like, you wouldn't sleep a wink that night. Definitely not, right? So it lets you know, like, it's a perspective game you can play with yourself to see how, we get in our own heads and we allow these thoughts to truly take us over, right? The only way to attain true freedom is to get freedom from those thoughts, right? Okay. I love her. The older the soul, the deeper the cave. I agree with that. Many star seeds and old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality, as it allows them to commune with their soul and fill up their energetic resources, especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra or find it hard being human. You hear the story? Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend time with meaningless conversations and relationships. However, we must remember that we are not here to go about this life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need the love, company, and support of others, both emotionally and physically. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing the story here. In our increasingly online world, we can be connected, and there's quotes around that, connected to more people and yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There's still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of things like social media, with so many people knowing our news. Again, there's quotation marks around news. What it's doing to our auric field. Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking the genuine connection of physical community and touch. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave and physically reach out to those in your life, to replenish when you need to, but not to isolate yourself. This could be seeing friends and family who live nearby, or having a regular catch-up walk with someone. In what ways can you open yourself up to the people who are physically in your life and those you truly know. I have a place I love to go, Nana Pam's. I hang out with Nana Pam and Miss Tricia, who live a couple blocks away. Well, more than a couple, but they live about a mile away. Me and Mandy will walk over there sometimes and just sit on the front porch and hang out with Nana Pam, Miss Tricia. I like hanging out with people who are older. They have so much wisdom to share if you're willing to slow down and listen, and if you're willing to ask the right questions. Strength. Strength. You are not alone. Strength. This is also about that flow. Notice the lemniscate that is tattooed to her arm. Notice the half lion of her face. Yet we also have the lamb here. That lion is within you. That lion is within you, but is not you. Okay? It is within you. You are it, but not of it. And notice the heart chakra is identified here. This is about having some inner willpower to keep ourselves right in that balance of the upper and lower, like we were talking about earlier with being earthed. Yes, some of us do recharge when we go within. Many of us do, especially if you follow my channel and you resonate with what I'm saying here. You're probably someone who more easily charges yourself when you are alone. Some of us, like if I go hang out with friends, it takes me like a day or two of energetic, just to get myself back into the vibe of who I am and center myself again. So a lot of that's about having the inner strength and will to do so. But it's also about knowing that we have these ups and downs. We came here to be human, and to look at your reactions and the things that are going on or not happening in your life, right? What is your reaction to those things, right? Okay, so for some of you, there may be some inner conflict going on. I'm hearing, let's see, I want a clarifier, please, for inner conflict. I feel specifically this isn't related. It could be related to outside conflict, but I feel like it's more inner conflict. For some of you, it may be you're squished up in a house with too many people, right? Having difficulty communicating. If you're working from home for the first time, setting routines for yourself. That can be very difficult in the beginning, okay? But I'm also feeling like this is an inner conflict with yourself, okay? Because I'm looking at this Justice card, and again, we're seeing this perspective change. It's like again, remembering that you are not your thoughts, but you're the thing watching them, okay? There's this balance that's overall coming out in the story here. There's this balance that's overall coming out in the story here. This need for balance. There may be some of you also, this card flew out on the side when I was trying to clarify Five of Wands. I feel like this is separate though. There may be some of you also trying to decide on a new career path. I'm hearing a new career path, and it's giving you a lot of inner conflict because there's either I'm hearing like an element of starting over kind of like it would be a lot of work, and you know that. I feel like it's going to be a really amazing opportunity either way if you decide to go with this. I feel like it's going to be a completion of a cycle and you're ready for this new chapter in your life. There's nothing else to gain from your current path. So if that was specifically you asking that question. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, as above, so is below. Micromanaging the universe. Interesting. Micromanaging the universe. I'm excited to hear about this one. I think we've read it. I just don't remember it. I don't use this as often as I would like to. Okay. Get a thumbs up if you pulled Breath of the Cosmos. I felt all of these so far. It's It's very much a story to me. Okay. When we rely on our own will, my eyesight's so bad. When we rely, this is very tiny words though in my defense, right? When we rely on our own will, we are micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. We are not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We are rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our personal strength. This is very much about also, it's about that balance again, that balance between, having the mystical and the esoteric and the consistent isolation meditation and just wanting to fly with the angels, right? And then also, that when you're stuck too much in your mind and your thought, like I am my thoughts, you end up relying on your own will and you're not connected to the breath of the cosmos anymore. There goes the mystery, the magic, and the beauty because you're trying to avoid a little pain. Okay, thank you. It was a pretty cool guide that just came in. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will. We spend our time focusing, pushing, and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around us can feel it, and the universe can too. You're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and to trust the breath of life, to surrender to the greater will that God has for you, to move from my will to thy will. When you surrender to the greater will of life, you will begin dancing with the rest of life. When you bow to the great mystery and say, please use me, please show me the way, little by little, you find yourself living your most fulfilling and authentic life. When you surrender your personal will, when you relinquish control and release the way you think things should be, and surrender to the greater will, you find yourself being led. You begin breathing the breath of life. Okay, they have a short prayer activation in here, starseed prayer activation. It says, place your hands over your heart if you'd like to take it in. I'm willing to stop relying on my own strength and personal agenda instead surrender to the breath of life. Dear God, help me to move from my will to thy will. Please lead me. Please show me the way. Beautiful. Moving from my will to thy will. It's funny, we said in the beginning, there's two types of courage. Yeah, there's a time to push through, to use all the courage God has given you, right? That's a different type of courage. It's terrifying, and it's not courage unless you're scared to death. But then there's one of surrender. That's a whole different kind of courage where you have to bury yourself completely and relinquish your will to the will that's in store for you. The greater will, the greatest will for all. Surrender, right? Surrender. Four of Swords, surrender. Incubate, ask what the greatest will is and your part in it. And know that whatever way that goes, it's going to lead you to the sun. To that feeling of being a kid again. Because when you surrender your will, suddenly everything's not on your shoulders. You can surrender into the sun. You can have passion and innocence at the same time. Here comes the sun, little darling. Surrender. One more, please. Oh, that was too many. Whoop, that was way too many. That's wanting to show itself. Ace of Wands. What did I say? Passion. We're keeping that one because maybe that was not what it was all. It was the only one that came out upright. The rest of them were on there. Ace of Wands. Passion. Your third eye opening so that you can see forth which way to go. You will be led. You will be led. Ah, yes. Queen of Water. Notice again, she's got her hands up in this surrender, and how when you do that, spirit will flow through you. Your will block that energy flow, but when you step into that, your energy vortex created. Notice how she has a crown floating above her. She doesn't need to wear it because she already knows who she is. She has a scribing bowl, for she knows what is to come as she has surrendered into it. She has surrendered into it. Your passion will open back up in ways that it never has before, maybe even more than when you were a child, because you are so much more conscious and appreciative of it now. Here comes the sun. Safe, cozy, knowing that you are loved and cared for, and the only thing that will hurt you is your inner thoughts, the blame game, your inner will, holding firm, trying to grab on and hold firm and bend the will of the universe to you, right? Colors are stunning. Okay, beautiful. Bottom of the deck, Page of Wands, joy, uplifting joy. When you surrender, this is how you get to feel. When everything's on your shoulders, though, it's real hard to feel this way, isn't it? It's really hard to feel that way whenever everything's up to you. Release that burden. That's what they're saying. Release that burden. Okay, we're going to close it up with our song. I love you all so much. Like and subscribe. It's like tipping. If you donate to my channel, I have 3 links in my description box. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. If you donate to my channel, tell me what you want to manifest and what you want to release for the upcoming new and full moon ceremonies I'm doing. Okay. What do they say, you guys? They say, don't waste your hate. Rather gather and create. Be of service. Be a sensible person. Use your words, no, don't be nervous. You can do this, you got purpose. Find your medicine and use it. I love you, my soul tribe. Catch you on the flip side.